Gilbert Frank. Gil Amelio is an American technology executive. Amelio worked at Bell Labs, Fairchild Semiconductor, and the semiconductor division of Rockwell International, but is best remembered as a CEO of National Semiconductor and Apple Incorporated. Early life and career: he grew up in Miami, Florida, of Cuban-born parents, and graduated from Miami High School. He received a bachelor's degree, master's degree, and Ph.D. in physics from the Georgia Institute of Technology. While at Georgia Tech, Amelio was a member of the Pi Kappa Alpha fraternity. Amelio joined Bell Labs as a researcher in 1968. In 1970, Amelio was on the team that demonstrated the first working charge-coupled device. He moved to Fairchild Semiconductor in 1971, where he led the development of the first commercial CCD image sensors in the early 1970s, and in 1977 became head of the MOS division. He worked his way up to president of the semiconductor division of Rockwell International, and then its communications systems division. Amelio joined National Semiconductor as president and chief executive in February 1991. Apple Computer: in 1994 Amelio joined the board of directors of Apple. After his resignation from National Semiconductor, Amelio became Apple's CEO on February 2, 1996, succeeding Michael Spindler. His salary was a reported $990,000 plus bonuses and a $5 million loan. He also received approximately $100,000 for the use of his business jet by Apple the previous year, according to the section Certain Transactions in the Apple Proxy Statement for 1996. Amelio cited several problems at Apple, including a shortage of cash and liquidity, low-quality products, lack of a viable operating system strategy, undisciplined corporate culture, and fragmentation in trying to do too much and in too many directions. To address these problems, Amelio cut costs, reduced Apple's workforce by one-third, discontinued the Copland operating system project, and oversaw the development of Mac OS 8. To replace Copland and fulfill the need for a next-generation operating system, Amelio started negotiations to buy BOS from B Incorporated, but negotiations stalled when B CEO Jean-Louis Gasser Copyright E demanded $275 million. Apple was unwilling to offer more than $200 million. In November 1996, Amelio started discussions with Steve Jobs Next, and bought the company on February 4, 1997, for $429 million. During Amelio's tenure, Apple's stock continued to slump and hit a 12-year low in Q2 1997 that was at least partially caused by a single sale of 1.5 million shares of Apple stock on June 26 by an anonymous party who was later confirmed to be Steve Jobs. Apple lost another $708 million. On the July 4, 1997 weekend, Jobs convinced the directors to oust Amelio in a boardroom coup. Amelio submitted his resignation less than a week later, and Jobs then became interim CEO on September 16. In a 2007 interview with technology journalist Gina Smith, who asked him how Apple was doing, Jobs quoted Amelio as once saying, "Apple is like a ship with a hole in the bottom, leaking water, and my job is to get the ship pointed in the right direction." It was reported that Amelio's contract gave him about $3.5 million in severance pay, after a $2.3 million performance bonus in 1996. Post-Apple career: since 1998 Amelio has been a venture capitalist. In February 2001, Amelio became CEO of Advanced Communications Technologies. ADC is the United States arm of an Australian firm that has developed a product for the wireless communications industry called SpectruCell. He became senior partner at Sienna Ventures in Sausalito, California in May 2001. In 2005 he co-founded Aquica with ex-Apple CTO Ellen Hancock and Apple co-founder Steve Wozniak. Aquica acquired Jazz Semiconductor in early 2007, and sold it in 2008 for a loss. Amelio was a director and chairman of the Semiconductor Industry Association. Since 1996 he has been an advisor to the Malaysia Multimedia Super Corridor and to Malaysia's Prime Minister. Amelio was director of AT&T Incorporated, Pacific Telesis, Chiron Corporation, Semitech, the Georgia Tech Advisory Board and the American Film Institute. In June 2003 he was named chairman of the board of Ripcord Networks, where he joined Steve Wozniak, Ellen Hancock, and other Apple alumni. In October 2005 Amelio joined the board of advisors to Vanguard PAC. Amelio is also a member of the board of directors of InterDigital, a wireless A&D company. Gil Amelio is on the advisory board of tech startup IntelliCloud. Amelio is an IEEE Fellow. He has been awarded 16 patents. He is the author of 3 books, An American Imperative, Profit from Experience and On the Firing Line, My 500 Days at Apple. References. External links, 500 Days at the Helm, The Rise and Fall of Gil Amelio from Low-End Mac. Apple CEO Gilbert Amelio's first interview after being fired by Apple.